Welcome back to another podcast with ghost stories told from the South. I am your co-host, Lexi Booth.
And I am your host, Stephen LeBooth. Oui.
I hope that you guys liked our episode last week.
It was pretty spooky. Pretty spooky, wasn't it, guys?
Yes, it was.
Today's going to be a good old scary ass kicker. We're going to talk about the old Sloss Furnace in Alabama.
Alabama Slammer.
Going to talk about the Maple Hill Cemetery in Alabama. And we're going to talk about there's a certain little Mainstreet town in Alabama that has a pretty creepy ghost story. It ought to be fun.
Minor surprise.
You're a surprise because she don't know what the hell she's doing.
Yeah, I do.
But how is everybody doing today? I'm glad that y'all are listening, and I hope you're having a great Friday morning starting out, or a Friday, or whenever you're listening to this.
Sunday, Monday,
Hope
Tuesday,
your day's
Wednesday.
starting out good, and like I said from the last podcast, I want to give our shout-outs to the people overseas that's downloading us, listening to us, people in Europe. Like I said, there's a new one came on, the United Kingdom. I know we've had Brazil, Taiwan for a while.
We had India for a while.
India. And, yeah, it's going good, and we love it. Oh, and then we found some new, I noticed we have some new listeners in
the
America,
States.
too. North Carolina, District of Columbia, Denver, California.
Texas,
Oklahoma. So it's starting. I mean, we get a good fan base. That's cool, man. But hey, y'all send us emails. You know, if y'all want to hear a story or know about some creepy shit in your neighborhood or your neck of the woods or a legend, that it doesn't have to be a true fact ghost story to send it to us if you guys want to.
or DM me on Instagram or Twitter.
Yes, we have an Instagram and Twitter account, and I want you to relay the message to the good folks.
It is South Texas Ghost. It's SOUTHTXGHOU. Wait, that's not how I spell ghost. GHOST. Sorry, Lexi had a little moment there. Basically, it's South TX Ghost because Texas is abbreviated. So, okay, well,
And we are on Spotify, iTunes,
and Stitcher.
And Stitcher's been doing pretty decent for us.
Yeah, Spotify's still our best platform.
Yes, it's still our best.
A lot of people use Spotify though.
Yeah, I mean, we're on iTunes. We don't have any luck with iTunes yet, but that's okay. Maybe
We
we'll
also
get
don't
there
really know how to
eventually.
work the system that well
Yeah,
either.
but and eventually we're gonna try and get on a
YouTube.
Patreon. Oh, and YouTube. We're starting, of course, these videos, and we're gonna be getting our stuff on YouTube and Patreon. That's probably what I'm gonna work on tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, so who's gonna kick it off, me or you?
Well, I'll let you kick it off.
Okay, short stack. Okay, I'm going to be talking about the
Flatulence.
Old Bryce Hospital.
That's
So-
where I was born. I love it there.
You were born at the Wichita Hospital.
I know.
Okay, so I have two locations for this place because I'm not positive which one's which. I have North Polk, Alabama, and Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm not sure.
Tuscaloosa,
Alabama.
Tuscaloosa.
I'm not sure where it specifically is because, like I said, when we research, we read like tons of different articles and stuff, and yeah, so
Yeah,
it's in one of those two locations.
It's pretty crazy if you know what I mean.
Okay,
I
so
guess I didn't do the research. I'm over here talking shit.
So it was built in 1850, and it opened in 1861 as the Alabama State Hospital. And apparently now they want to restore it for something, but it's like $121 million project.
Jesus Christ.
So it's still just sitting there, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it.
What to do with it?
Yeah, when I read that, I was like, spend your
crazy.
money on something else.
Yeah.
Or do ghost tours with it.
Yeah.
So each wing, like the east and the west wing, was 3 stories high, and they had 3 wards or segments in them. So Yeah.
Wow.
And then the two outermost wings have been like demolished. I don't know why or when, but they're not there anymore. They don't exist.
Maybe a tornado came and hit them suckers down.
And whenever it was built in 1850, it was built for $100,000.
Wow.
Was that a lot of money back then?
Yeah.
It still is a lot of money now.
Yeah. But yeah, back then that was a lot of money.
So, they treated, as always, they treated patients like crap.
No. Really?
I don't understand. Like, I just can't get over how bad they were to them.
Well, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy how
Yeah.
all that is.
So you cannot visit this place. If you trespass, you get a fine. Like the bigger hotel, like you get a fine, and you get in trouble.
That's crazy.
And so it served as many as 5,000 patients from 48 different countries.
God dang.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
And this is like the newest, like the closest one that we've had. It closed in 2014.
Damn. 2014. That's like here recently.
I know,
It was
right?
built when?
1850.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's been open for...
Yeah.
So they had like classrooms and a medical and dental clinic.
I'd say they got their usage out of that place.
Mm-hmm. And then they had a fitness area, they had a courtyard, they had a barber shop and a library, a chapel, and a post office. So it was another one of those places that was basically just like
What the hell?
self-sufficient. There was 268 beds. And remember whenever I said there was like 5,000 people?
Yeah.
So again, it was very overcrowded.
Wow.
And then there was a mix of private and double rooms, but when it became like overcrowded, they ended up with just like, stick everybody in.
We'll just stick them all in one damn
Yeah.
place. How about that?
And apparently before it was crowded, I guess it was more like a home, like before it got really overcrowded or something. And then I guess because it got overcrowded, whenever everyone started dying, I guess, they had to, instead of doing names, they buried the patient by their number, like their on file that they had.
Oh my God.
So whenever you look at the graveyard, it's not, oh, this patient, it's patient number like 1056
Jeez.
on the gravestone or whatever you call it. And there's at least 5,000 people buried.
Jeez. What? I don't know why I should be surprised that you said it's been there for goddamn how long?
Since 1850.
Jeez, and it closed in 2014. That's a
Yeah. And then they said 60% of the records no longer exist because of how long it's been there. And then they also said because before it was shut down, like before like trespassers couldn't go in there anymore, they said because of like trespassers are going there like squatters or whatever, or like the rioters or not rioters, but
I was
like
fixing to say, why don't the rioters go there? What
like
are they protesting?
the people in there would just like destroy stuff.
Oh,
or whatever.
the people would not riot. They would how do they call it?
Went crazy and just like you know what I like destroy
tearing shit up.
Yeah. And then like because of vandalism and
vandalism.
and
That's
stuff.
what you're talking about when they go in there and vandalize.
Yeah. And then it was only meant to like house 250 people. So like,
Jeez.
yeah, another one of those. Like I don't understand that. Like I've noticed.
Well, I guess they just didn't think that
they were like, oh, we're only going to get 100
yeah.
mental patients, but we already know there's like half the country that the world hates. So let's just, like
let's just stick them over here.
Okay, so that one didn't have like too much of history. It didn't have any reported deaths that I got, but so you can feel hot and cold spots. I've never heard of healing hot spots. But this
feeling them?
Yeah, but this one feels.
I've heard of them. Oh, hot spots or
hot spots?
Oh,
I've only felt like cold spots.
Yeah, I've heard of the cold spots. I ain't never heard of hot spots.
Me too. And then you see a lot of things like move and stuff, and then you hear footsteps, and then you can see a trail of like a doctor's coat like turning corners and stuff.
Oh my God.
And there's screams, and you can hear like shuffling and the creaking of doors opening and stuff.
Creak, come here.
You can also feel your hair being pulled.
Oh God, I'd punch a ghost right in the face.
And then the sensation of being kicked or hit, but like the sensation of it.
Sensation of it.
It's weird. And then the voices and slamming of doors and stuff. But like I guess that was way before. That was before I think obviously the trespassing thing was put in issue. So, yeah. That I don't have a lot on that one, but I kind of liked it.
Man,
Yeah.
that one's pretty crazy.
I know.
But it lasted forever, man. So, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, that many deaths. And how many people got shoved under the rug that they do the records away on purpose. You know,
They probably did, honestly.
there was probably a lot of people that didn't even have paperwork on them. They just freaking had them in there, and they're like, oh, they get fucked up. Who cares? They get killed.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's why there's, like, not that many records, because, like, the 60% of them got, like, destroyed. So, like, that's why
Makes
there's not...
you wonder why they got destroyed.
Yeah. It might have been one of those places that had, like, a lot of experiments, so they were like, oh, we gotta hide all this.
Yeah, that is true. Because, I mean, back then... I mean, I kind of understand why they was doing the stuff to the people that was trying to figure out how to fix the problems, make it better. But the way they was going about it was just totally screwed up.
Well, and it sucks, but a lot of it did help U.S. science today.
Yeah, I mean, but look what they had to gain and freaking do to get there. They had to freaking
Destroy a lot of people's
They
lives
had
to
to
do
be
it.
some nasty people to do that.
Yeah. And it's experience like that still happened today, and it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Ooh, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe if I get 2 postcards at Walmart today.
Okay. Sorry, he had a thought.
We can just paint them black and set them behind us.
That's not tall enough for us, though.
We just paste it to the back of the chairs or something. We'll experiment here after this podcast.
Okay.
Sorry, I had a brain fart. You know, we're trying this video stuff too, and I'm just had a brain fart of doing something with the back, so you don't see the ghetto lifestyle we live because it's hardcore, baby. Yeah, too sweet.
Okay, your turn.
All right. Well. Okay.
What's your first one?
My first one's the.
Wait, all yours
is-
in Alabama, right?
Yes, this is about the Sloss Furnace in Alabama. I don't have the town. I didn't think to look at the town.
You failed.
Oh yeah, well you do this and stick it. Well, at least you do something.
Wow.
Anyways, James Sloss. He built and opened the furnace in 1881. He was originally the founder of Birmingham. Oh, that's where it's around. It's in Birmingham. So he was one of the founders of Birmingham, and he was a very wealthy man. But after 5 years of opening it, he sold it. And they never said why. He just sold it.
That's weird.
Yeah. Well, he sold it, and it went under new management, of course, and all that. And a lot of people died there. In the first 15 years it was open, 47 people died.
From what?
Just, there's their furnaces. They're like, well, I don't have it. See, this is when I need to start hooking up the other computer.
To show pictures?
To show pictures so you know what I'm talking about, and I know what you're talking about. But, yeah, anyways, it was a big old furnace, and what they was doing was making, I believe, iron. Yeah, they was making iron, and they have these hot furnaces that's melting down these rocks and stuff and getting the iron and stuff out of them and putting other stuff with it to make iron, I believe. And there's these big, tall furnaces. You know, like them big old stacks you see? That's how tall the smokestacks were. Well, these places were hot. Well, people was dying from dehydration, from, getting too hot. Or they'd fall into the big melting pot of iron.
And they'd literally be burnt alive.
Yeah, or they would fall into a bit. There's one story I was reading. A guy got caught up in one of these big old wheels. They had these big old wheels that would turn stuff, and a guy got caught into it. And,
Oh my god.
yeah. But yeah, next podcast we do, I want to set up that other computer right there. And we'll, yeah, I'll go get when I'm at Walmart, I'll get a better mouse for this computer, and we can use that piece of shit for that laptop. Anyways. Sorry, I'm just brainstorming. Everything's coming to me at once. I'm just floating of creativity.
Well, that and okay, so like as we're doing the podcast and you guys are like
it's
listening.
hard to explain to the co-host about this if I don't have a picture or something.
Well, that and also we have a video up, but like you guys can't see it right now because we're not having it up when this episode goes up. So like, because we're just testing it out on the waters. So like, we're showing them and we're talking to like the video thingy.
Yeah.
But like, you guys can't see it. So like, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have it over here to the corner so we can see it. So.
Okay.
But anyways, okay, ticky talk. Yeah, in 15 years, they had 47 people die, and there was a mean shift manager. His name was Calvin Cowers, that worked long hours, and he didn't take hardly any breaks. He was a real ball buster. He was a real pushy guy. Didn't want to worry about being safe. Just wanted to get the job done. That kind of guy. In October of 1887, high above one of the hottest furnaces there, he lost his footing and fell to his death. He fell in one of the furnaces.
No.
Yeah, could you imagine, man? Because you'd burn so fast. Because that temperature of that stuff's freaking.
It has to be so hot.
It's hot, Lexi. I mean, it's like a lava. It's that kind of hot.
No.
Yeah. So the minute that guy touched it, he just. Psst. It'd be like me throwing a cigarette into like a lava and watching it just psst, burn that quick.
No. Ew.
Well, like he died. Witnesses say that they saw an unseen force pushing him.
So, like the ghost that died, they wanted more people.
What they think with this guy is, he was a real ball buster. He was a real freaking meanie. But the thing is, he really wasn't technically full-time worker at this furnace. He worked at one across town, but he would come over here and help out on the weekends or pull double shit. He'd come help this furnace out too. Well, he was working over here, and then, like I said, they seen that guy got pushed. They think it's some of the ghosts that he was pushing and got them killed while they was working because he was pushing them so hard. Come on. That it was a ghost or a spirit of them that pushed him.
Was like, payback.
Yeah, pretty much. It sounds like to me the ghost got some payback. Yeah, that's what they were saying. And
oh my god.
Yeah. Came back to bite his ass.
Karma's that bad.
Yeah. Well, then shortly after that, the paranormal stuff started happening and all that. And that's what they were saying, that shortly after that, the paranormal stuff started happening. But he worked, full time at the other plant. He would only be here, to help out and stuff. But he was like, he was there more than here. That's what they think is so weird. I guess because his presence of being such an old prick. And being so mean to everybody and being, get to work.
So snippy and stuff, too.
Yeah. But, anyways, in 1897, a local painter was found. Oh, listen to this. You've heard this, but it was a different story. A local painter was found in the tank water on the property when he was boiled.
That sounds like the Hotel Cecil.
Yeah, because I guess in them towers, where their water is, I guess they boiled it or something. I don't know, but that's what they was acting like. Yeah, he was water and he got boiled. The painter fell in there and got boiled.
How do you fall in that?
I don't know. See, that's another one of them.
Unexplained things.
Yeah, unexplained things that you're like. They think it might be one of the ghosts that pushed the old man in. Might have pushed him in.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This earth needs to be cleansed.
See, I got so far into the ghost stuff, I forgot to even look of when it closed and all that stuff, and why it closed because I was too busy digging into this guy because he was so.
It probably closed
creepy.
Because everyone was getting attacked.
Well, that, and I think they did lose a lot of people. A lot of people died there. A lot of people. That too, and I think just with time changed, when we started getting iron from other countries and stuff instead of here in the U.S.
They didn't really need it.
Yeah. But yeah.
Jeez.
And then here's another story. In 1971, a night watchman got attacked. Because I guess by that time it was closed 100%.
But you still had
And
to
they-
have somebody watch it.
Yeah, because teenagers, go there. And I mean,
Yeah.
that place is so big, and there's so many cooks and crannies under the ground.
Well, and it's
all
like some of
that.
my asylums, like they
Yes.
have like them closed off, but they have like a watch guard
Yeah.
to make sure, like, because if they're like really bad, like demolishing and stuff, they don't want people going in there.
Yeah. So, but he got attacked. He got scratched, and then he got pushed down the stairs. Yeah, he got attacked. Yeah, he got attacked, pushed down the stairs, and he's like, I ain't going back. He quit that night. He got, like I said, he got scratched up. 'Cause that's what got him at first, the scratches, and he was by the stairs, and then he got pushed and boom, boom down the stairs.
Oh heck no!
Yeah. See, I didn't even look at that, like I said, see when it closed, because I was so enthused of, oh my God, the first 15 years, 47 people died. That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's cray.
I mean, and I didn't even get a grand total of all the deaths. I was just thinking, oh my God. I mean, and this is just one little story. This wasn't everything else I could have probably talked about for another 3 hours on some of this. I mean, because, man, that was... Could you imagine me, that one feller falling to your death into like a pool of
Oh, my-
boiling crap?
I would not. I don't like that. It's like I don't like the one where he like falls in the lava. It's not lava,
The
but
one that melted in
yeah.
the big old furnace pots. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, well, now I'm going to talk about the Salad House. Do you know what that is?
I think that's where they make salad.
No, not the Salad House, the Sally House.
Oh, Sally House. No.
Okay, well, oh gosh. This city is so hard to pronounce. The Atchison? Atchison? Okay, whatever. It's in Kansas.
Atchison?
Atchison, yes. I can't talk.
Atchison.
Atchison,
Just say itchy son.
Atchison, Kansas. The Sally House. Okay. So... Sorry, I'm trying to... Okay, so... Anyway.
Come on, get your shit together.
Well, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to go about this because, like, there's, like, two different stories, basically.
Start from the beginning. And
I know, but, okay. So, there is this house was built in the 1800s. There was 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and the original family lived off and on throughout the generations till 1947. So, the big story of why it's called the Sally House, there's 2 stories to it. The first story is because it's like the family of a 6-year-old girl named Sally died in the home because of a botched appendix surgery. The second story that goes way more into depth and kind of along with the first one, the owner of the house he was a doctor, had an affair with an African American maid. And I don't want to be like racist and just say that it's important to the story. So
I'm fine. We never ain't being racist.
well, I know, but people are sensitive these days. And they had Sally, the girl. And around her age 6 or 7, she became really ill, and she needed her appendix out. But the doctor refused to go take her to the hospital because he didn't want anyone to know about her. And he was a doctor, and one of the stories is that he took it out, but it was a terrible surgery, and she died from it. And this story is saying that he never took it out, and she died from that. Like, it rupturing inside of her, and she died.
God. And see, and there's a lot of tales like that about a rich man having, a rich man getting with one of the maids in the house, and
Yeah.
knocking them up and trying to keep them hush-hush from the family and the wife and everybody.
Yeah. Well, so the maid was mad, the mom or whatever, and she attacked the doctor after the daughter died, and he killed her. And then the doctor moved away, and then the mom and daughter were just like stuck in their spirits in the house. People say. So that's kind of like the background of that one. And then after that, I guess the next owners, 4 family members died of natural causes.
Damn.
They say natural, but it ain't natural.
I don't think I'd buy that house.
Yeah. So then there was this Pickett family. And I have to include the ghost stuff because normally I do the history then ghost stuff, but this is part of the family, so I have to sue it. I have to say it. Okay, so the Pickett family, they moved in December of 1992. The activity started about a month after they moved in, and it started as like small things like lights dimming, cold spots, toys going off and on, animals acting weird, like barking at stuff that wasn't there and stuff like that. After the birth of their son, the activity boosted up, like really bad. The baby was up all night. Like mom would put the baby to bed, and then he would wake up, like he was sound asleep. And that might sound like a baby thing, but like he would like play, like he would babble at like something that wasn't there.
Wow.
Like in the movies, how like they play and stuff with like like nothing.
Yeah.
That's how it was. The nursery lights.
The nerds. That's real mean. What'd they do to you?
The nursery lights would have remained on throughout the entire night. Even though she turned them off, they would be on. And then there was like strange mold, like growing, like it wasn't there. Like after the baby was born, it just appeared. Stuffed animals. Mold. They walked out. They went somewhere, and they were all put up. And then whenever they came back, they were in a circle in the baby's room. So that was weird. And then there was 3 scratches down the husband's back. Yeah. Like 3 bad scratches.
3 scratches.
So a medium came and evaluated the house. She tried to help Sally, but the attacks on the man continued, and they moved out after 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Where was it again? This was in...
This is in Kansas.
Okay. See, that sounds familiar. Because I remember that story. They did a story about that on TV. Mm-hmm. And when the video people were there, that's when that guy got scratched. Yeah,
it was during like an investigation thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
They say that whole town is pretty haunted.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have to include some of the ghost stuff because it goes along with it. But attacks on the other owners continued after they moved out. There was about a bunch of...
There
was a bunch of unexplained noises. There was like burning candles that would like light by themselves, and if you put them back out, like they would just light again.
Fuck that.
And then people would see like a middle-aged woman. They believe it was the African American maid.
Oh man.
And going back on the mom and daughter, the maid and the Sally girl. Mm-hmm. They still think that the mom is grieving the loss of the daughter. And so they think that she's the one who attacks people. And then they think Sally is the one that tries to play with the children who move in. And then no family stays along due to the violent attacks. And then it only really happens to adult males. And then one time, curtains caught on fire in the bedroom.
Golly.
Like...
That's crazy. They just bursted in the flames, man.
Literally. And they say that this house is like a supernatural portal.
Oh my.
Because of all the crap that happens there.
Wow.
And then they see like full body apparitions of Sally and the mom. And then objects move in thin air, like float. Or like be thrown across the room.
God.
Voices of a woman, like the woman and then like the guy and the child. And then there's scratches on obviously people in the walls and stuff. And then I guess they've had like possessions too. So
that's creepy.
So, and then they think that the little girl is a demon, and they think that the demon is using her to get close to people.
Yeah, it might be.
Because like they thought, because the mom doesn't really come into play, but they think that mom like attacks the people.
Yeah.
But then they think it's Sally that attacks the people. So it's kind of confusing. But I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure that it's just like a tour place now. I don't think it's like a hotel. It's not a hotel. I don't think it's like a B&B or anything like that now.
Well, that would be great if it was.
You can do self-guided tours. On the self-guided tours, you can bring cameras and phones, but you cannot bring any ghost hunting stuff, and that's from September to October.
No ghost hunting stuff?
Yeah. And then the guided daytime tours, that's available all the time, and that's $150 per person.
Jeez.
And then the overnight stays, that's $100 a night, and there's a 3 a.m. walkthrough residence. And then the supernatural no, the supervised, my bad. Supervised investigation is 160. Oh no, sorry. 65. I'm sorry. Is $65 a person.
65. Only 65 per person.
And you can like use your paranormal stuff.
That's pretty cool to let you go in there and do that stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but I've always heard about that place right there. That's an old story.
what'd you hear about
It's
it?
good. Same stuff you heard about it. But that's what I remember when you started talking about the scratching and Kentucky, and I was like, oh wait, not Kentucky, Kansas.
Yeah, I was like Kentucky.
But yeah,
Yeah, we've never really talked about a story where there's like possession involved. This
yeah.
is like
well,
one of
then
the ones
too,
that
we can look
estimate.
that, see like that right there. We could do our research and we can look that up on YouTube and watch the TV show where the film crew was actually there when that guy got scratched that one time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was so crazy. I think that was like the first big paranormal thing caught on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, because stuff like that, you don't only get caught on TV
Yeah.
unless like in movies.
Well, and
and
back
stuff.
then, people weren't real big into it. People didn't really believe it. You know, I mean, I look at it this way. I mean, there's something out there. I mean, there's a...
Me now, anything happens, I'm like, it's a ghost.
Yeah, she's like, oh, ghost about everything.
I'm a really big believer. What can I say?
Well, I believe, too. But you got to, have some...
Well, I mean, I second guess some stuff, but like...
Well. I guess everybody's ready for me, Stevie B.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to talk about the Maple Hill Cemetery. And it's in Huntsville, Alabama.
Alabama.
And it started in 1818, and it is hundreds of acres. It's also the largest in the city.
Really?
It's been reported that people have seen and heard things in the day or night.
Oh, during the day? People
Oh,
never really
yeah.
see anything during the day. That's weird.
Yeah, here they do. The playground, oh yeah, I know you might have heard about this playground. The playground near the cemetery was originally a limestone quarry. A limestone quarry. That's where they dig limestone out of the ground. So they can sell it and all that. Anyways, it was abandoned and the forest took it back over. And in the 60s, a number of kids came up missing in the town. And then one day when somebody was walking through the abandoned quarry, they found a kid's skull and more bones were found. They eventually got the cops down there and found more bones and stuff. And that's where a lot of the kids that came up missing were found.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, in 1985, they turned the area into a playground, and they say it is haunted by the kids that were buried there.
Well, I can imagine, like, poor kids.
Yeah, I know you've had to see it. I've seen it on that Paranormal Caught on Tape, but it's that cemetery by the... it's that playground by the cemetery in Alabama. It's where that swings were swinging by themselves.
Oh!
Yeah, the guys got there to go play with his daughter or something, and they was filming, and the swings were swinging by themselves, and I think she, at one time, even got in one and sat in it.
I wouldn't.
And you could see the other swings swinging like somebody was in them around her.
No.
Well,
Ew.
think about it, a bunch of them. That's what I feel sorry for when a ghost is a kid.
I know.
Because they don't know. And when they go through something dramatic like that, one minute they're sitting there with their mom or whatever,
And then
their
next minute
parents,
they're
next
just
minute
dead.
they're with some stranger who's killing them and getting his rocks off and hurting a kid.
And then, like, they're just stuck in this dimension and they don't know what to do.
Yeah, they don't know.
Because a lot of them are, like, stuck in, like, the halfway point.
Yeah,
So, it's
crazy.
yeah.
That's why I just feel sorry for them because they
Yeah.
already get a short life.
Yeah.
you know?
It is pretty sad.
And then the poor kids are just stuck in the limbo or whatever you want to call it. But that would be weird. I think that's some of the stuff on their bucket list one day if we ever had the money to just travel for one summer, hit some places.
Yes, and
That would
podcast
be
our way
nice
through.
too. That would be nice too. They could recommend us places, and then like every summer, if we could do it, go to all these places we talk about, or where these people, our fans say, "Hey, y'all go check this out."
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, I've got one more, but I think you're gonna go next, right?
Yes. Okay.
You
I
got
was supposed to
the
do.
train store manor.
Well, I was supposed to do this one, but it's really freaking short. I was doing this one. I wrote down the wrong one. My bad. So, I'm going to be doing Myrtle's Plantation, and this is located in Saint Francisco, Saint Franceville, Louisiana.
St. Francisville.
I hope I'm saying that right. Again,
St. Francisville.
I can't talk. So,
She can talk. She's just very shy.
no, I literally suck at
Well,
words.
can I ask you something? Are you getting used to talking now?
Yes, I just can't pronounce a lot of stuff.
Well, that's good. And you're not talking as fast.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so a horrific murder happened 150 years ago at this place. And it was named after the creepy? Myrtles.
Creepy Myrtles.
It's CREPE, like the dessert, like
Oh.
the French dessert.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not positive on how to say that, but I'm pretty sure everyone will know what I'm talking about.
Oh, BB.
Shoo. This guy named General David Bradford.
Bradford. Not Bradford. Bradford.
Bradford. It's my accent, okay? I'm sorry.
I got the same accent, and I can say it Bradford.
Shut up.
Probably because I went to school with some Bradfords.
Bradford. Shut up.
Bradford.
I hate you. He
hate
originally constructed the house in 1796.
God, nobly.
Yeah. So the house was a Spanish colony for a little bit. And the only one who lived there for years, he was the only one who lived there for years till pardoned by President Adams because he was like banished, the words for it. He was like stuck there, like he couldn't leave or not leave, but he could only like go so far, if that made sense.
Yeah.
So, and then he was pardoned and he could be like free.
I can go anywhere I want. I'm free.
Whenever he died, or not died, like he died or stuff, he gave it to his daughter, and she was the only one that survived maturity. Not positive on what he means by that.
That don't make any sense. He's the only one that I didn't know going past puberty back in them days was such a hard thing to do.
He might have meant minority or something like that, but I don't know. Maybe he meant.
She died of minority. What?
I don't know, but something happened to their daughters, and one of them was the only one that survived.
I don't.
Again, I think that website had some of these websites have really bad typing issues.
Yeah.
And apparently it's a really famous ghost story. But there was another owner that lived there after that, and his name was Clark, and he had a high freaking sex drive. Like going 90 to nothing all the dang time. And there was a young slave girl that used to live there, and he caught eyes with her, and he was like, I choose you.
No, Lord.
And because it was like a farm, and so he needed people to take care of it, and you know how it was back then. But he caught eyes, and he was like, I choose you. But he had a wife and kids and everything, but he was like, I want you. So she accepted like his deal or whatever, offer or whatever, because she didn't want to go back to the regular slave farms and like be beaten all the time.
Yeah.
So she just went along with it. And then she was worried if the wife found out that she would punish her. Well, the wife caught her one day and demanded that one of her ears would be chopped off. That's very specific. So the slave girl slipped poison into the dinner I guess the husband wasn't there. It was just the wife and the kids. And so she slipped poison into the food and killed everybody. So the wife and the children died. And
Is it in Louisiana?
yeah.
I was fixing to say, that sounds familiar, that story does, because I remember a story like that about an old cotton plantation in Louisiana, where the madam of the house, the maid of the house, put some poison in there, and she didn't do it to try to kill them. She was just trying to scare them. That's what I've always heard.
Well, she killed him. And see, I never heard anything about Clark ever again, so I'm guessing he wasn't there. Or she killed him along with it. I don't know. But there was other slaves on the thing. And they were scared that if Clark or whoever there was there, if she got caught, then they would all get in trouble. So they hung Chloe, the slave. The girl that killed everybody. They hung her. Like, yeah.
Wow.
And they cut her body into pieces and tossed her in the river.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then another family bought it in the 1970s, and they turned it into a bed and breakfast. You know, after a body was
And
severed.
see, I think if that's the one, there's some pictures they found. They was taking pictures one day of the place, and right there's like the house and like something over here, and right in the middle is a woman dressed in that certain time period, and it looked like a black woman sitting there with her hands folded like this in front of her, and she just had the dress up like they dressed up back then.
Yeah.
It was a very creepy picture.
Well, okay, so, and then this was weird because another article thing said that Chloe never existed, that it was all made up, and then the family died of jaundice.
See, though, I've heard that story more than once, though.
Like, I'm not sure what happened. And then apparently 10 murders happened there after the whole slave thing happened.
Oh my God.
And then on top, the house is on top of an Indian grave, funeral grave.
Oh, that's
thing.
real nice.
Yeah, and there's.
How'd they find that out?
I don't freaking know. It didn't say. There's at least 12 ghosts of just the Indians.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And in 1980, somebody else bought it, and then 10 years later, left. And when they moved in, their marriage was perfect. When they moved out, their marriage was destroyed.
Wow.
And the person that moved out, the woman, had a lot of paranormal experience, and she wrote a book about it. So she got famous off of it.
That's pretty cool. Good for her.
And it's a 221-year-old building.
Dang. What you said is built in the 1700s?
The late 70s.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
And that's
1700s.
crazy. If you ever seen pictures of that, well, you've seen pictures of that house. It's crazy that got built that.
I know. Okay, so there's a bunch of unexplainable noises, apparitions. They see Chloe's spirit, apparently. The children in the room, like, I guess, where they died.
Is that the place, too, that has that mirror in the hallway?
It didn't say.
Oh.
But I don't know what it is now, too. It never did say.
Oh.
What for sure what it is now. And apparently there was a shooting, too.
God dang.
And then somebody fell in the Mississippi nearby and died.
Wow.
So, but the girl that I told you that lived in the house and then wrote the book and got famous over it.
Yeah.
She heard footsteps on the stairs the first night that she was there. And no one was there. It was her by herself and or her husband, but they were both in bed. And like she heard footsteps and no one was there. She was like, okay. Well, she turned her light off and she went to bed, and then it was on whenever she woke up, and her husband was still in the bed next to her. And she asked her husband, and he's like, no, I never turn on a light.
He's like, I didn't do shit.
Well, then one night she started, the doorknob started rattling, and her husband wasn't there. Her husband was doing something, and no one was there. Like, it just started, like, someone's trying to get in, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was rattling, and no one was there.
Oh, my God.
And then she fell up, asleep on the downstairs sofa, and then she woke up to someone watching her.
Yeah.
And she specifically said it was a black lady, but I don't want to, like, be rude or anything. And she said her head was wrapped in a green turban.
Yeah, because that's where they're...
That's how they did it back then. And
Especially
then...
I think the house... Well, pretty much they all did. The house help and the outside help.
Yeah. And she said that whenever she tried to touch her hand, like, to her, her hand passed through her body.
Oh, God.
So, and she faded away. That was weird. And then
She's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I ain't talking to you.
there's a lot of natural deaths apparently, and then supernatural and violent deaths. So
Dang.
a lot of stuff's happened in that house, but it's honestly a pretty good freaking little story.
Yeah, I've heard about that little place. It's always sounded very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
I'm really curious as to what really happened.
Yeah, 'cause see that Chloe story, I've heard that one before.
Yeah,
But see, I've always heard one too. I've heard one too that she was of course sleeping with the the master guy, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
You know, of course they was sleeping with each other. And that's what I've always heard. And then I've heard, she got her ear chopped off. But then I heard she was inside, that she got her ear chopped off for it within, while she was inside. Well, as the kids got older, she was worried about losing her spot being a housemaid. So I heard she put that poison in the cakes. And she thought she was giving them just a little enough to make them sick so she could come in and take care of them.
She gave him
And
enough to
rescue
kill
the
him,
day.
didn't she?
Yeah, and she accidentally fucked up and gave him enough to kill him. But she didn't know. And I do remember hearing that, though, too, that the slaves there was so worried about
Getting caught or something.
getting them being accused of what she did when the master came back, so they just went ahead and killed her, and because they didn't want him to come back and be pissed at them when she did it.
Yeah.
Like you said. That is creepy.
Huh.
Alrighty, well,
What's yours?
mine's really
Oh, yeah.
short. It might be a 10-minute story, but it's pretty good. This one is true. I mean, they're all true, but it ain't no urban legend.
This is real.
Yeah. This one's entitled Mainstreet. In Albertville, Alabama, during the early 1900s, a tornado ripped through the town, killing many people, because I believe it happened in the afternoon. So the town was busy, people were there, and it wiped out the whole town. Whole downtown got wiped out. They say the ghosts of the people that died that day still haunt downtown. People are heard of hearing voices, seeing things, and feeling like a cold breeze in the hot summer day. In the middle of summer, they'll feel like a cold breeze. Yeah.
That's ew.
Yeah, I was reading up on some of the stories, it's a small town, kind of like Mineral Wells. They get done eating, and how you got to go down a little bit to go get in your car. Well, they'll be walking, and they'll think they'll see somebody, and they get closer, and it's a ghost or something to disappear, or they'll see somebody, or they'll hear a voice, and they're like, "There's nothing there."
That's weird.
Yeah, and sometimes the water creeps them out. During the day, they, like they said, they can kind of count it off to a noisy kid or something like that, or just the hustle and bustle of downtown. Well, when it would happen in the middle of the night, then they were like, well, there's no one here.
It's my ancestors
but that's
from
crazy
the past.
that's crazy how a whole town like that is.
Yeah, that is weird.
Because you don't really hear about a whole town.
You normally just hear about like one person or two,
Yeah.
not a whole town being
Yeah.
like oogly boogly.
Well, then too, that's another big tragic thing that happened. That tornado
Yeah.
came through and wiped out the whole damn town.
Yeah.
And back then, you got to figure they didn't have any warnings. They didn't have cell phones going off. They didn't have news.
They didn't have the sirens.
TV. They didn't have sirens. So when they seen them storms coming, they just thought,
They had to play it by ear. Stand outside and watch.
They just thought, oh, it's another thunderstorm or something, another rainstorm.
Yeah, they just had to do what we did. Watch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
do we have time for another one?
Yeah.
Because mine's like literally really, really short.
About as short as mine was. I just wanted to tell that when I knew it was short, but man, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, a whole town being wiped out from a tornado, a whole downtown.
Yeah, that's a little creepy there. Okay, well, I'm going to be telling the story of
Of 3 blind mice.
the Molly Brown house. Have you heard that one?
I don't think so.
Well, it's in Denver,
You
Colorado.
cannot talk today. What the heck? Did I put some non-talking stuff in them eggs or something?
Yes. So, it's a museum now.
Museum.
But it used to be... That's what I said.
No, you said it's a museum.
Museum. Museum.
Okay.
Used to be it's a museum now. It used to be someone's house. So it's just really, really short, and I'm not really understand. I didn't never understood like the meaning to it. But so it was once home of James Joseph and Molly Brown. Hang on. I got confused. Okay. They were both. I'm not sure if they were both or if she just was. I think she just was. She was a survivor of the Titanic. So yeah. And she served as the governor, like, she served in the governor's mansion and stuff. And she didn't do a lot, but she was, like, I guess, like, part of, like, the women's rights stuff.
Oh, the women's rights movement.
Or stuff like that. She was something to do with women, something important to women, or something like that.
Something to do with women.
They weren't really specific, so. And then, after she died, her and her husband died in, like, 1932, there was a group in Denver that were like, hey, we should purchase this house and turn it into a museum. So that's what they did. And it's been like that ever since then. So, it's not really that interesting to me, but just 2 people died, and they turned it into a museum now. I don't understand the significance, but apparently they smell the husband's pipe, because everybody smoked back then.
Oh, yeah.
They smell the smoke at random times. Light bulbs mysteriously come out, not just turn off, they unscrew. The furniture is always rearranged.
They just don't like the way them people have their furniture set up, I guess.
And they see
kind of rude.
They see Molly all the time wearing, like, his older clothes. And they feel cold spots in random and strange locations. So.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yes, it is. But that one was really short. There's really nothing interesting about that one. I was just like, I needed to talk about it.
She just liked it because the googly boogly ghost.
So, it's somewhat haunted. It counts.
Yeah, it counts, damn it. And I love it.
Okay, well.
Well, I hope everybody had another fun episode with us today. It sure has been fun hanging out with you cool cats. And like I said, man, we're really, really really happy with everybody liking what we're doing and people liking our stuff and all that.
We're really, really grateful to everybody.
Yeah, we're really grateful, and it's very, very awesome. Keep liking, keep downloading everything, guys.
Oh,
and,
announcement. So, we are going to do a special for next episode.
Oh, yes. Next episode is going to be a special.
I'm not going to say what it is. It's a surprise.
It's an hour special on one
big thing. I did the research. Dad's going to ask questions about it and everything, but it's
going to be that's going to be our first hour special on one certain thing. And we're going to do that every month. We're going to try to start doing a little bit more to give y'all cool cats and cool doggies some more bits and stuff of us.
So, okay, well, make sure
like she was fixing to say.
Make sure to check out the Instagram and the Twitter at South Texas Ghost, and the email at ghoststoriestoldfromthesouth@gmail.com.
And don't forget Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, baby. Pretty soon be coming to YouTube and everywhere else. We're trying to get on. I'm going to be trying to get on iHeart pretty soon too.
Oh, and we might change our download dates, or not download, our upload days to Wednesday.
Our publishing days. Yeah, we might start publishing everything on Wednesday. So
because we've noticed you guys listen most on Wednesdays.
Yeah. So what I think I might start doing is this Wednesday we'll start by putting the new episodes.
Okay. Well, we'll
publish new episodes every Wednesday, 6 o'clock in the morning. But y'all go check our stuff out, like everything, subscribe, keep being a fan. We got more stuff coming, guys.
Yay.
So, but thank you everybody for listening and keep listening. And thank you.
Check you later.
See you later. And we'll tell some more scary stories told from. We'll tell some more ghost stories told from the South next time, ladies and gents.
Bye.